So what did you think, Pookie? Did you enjoy your food? You tired?
No,
it's just tired. We're off to the bar now.
The food always gorgeous.
We're going out and getting drunk and dancing all night now.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Really. Yeah.
So Pookie and I are back at Soy Sampan. We've come down here tonight to meet two friends of ours. They're staying at the Panerai Hotel. We're going out to have some dinner with them, and then tomorrow he's involved in the building industry here. He's coming over to have a look at the house, check everything out for us, see what he thinks, and maybe make a few suggestions. So I'll introduce you to him in a little while. I won't tell you who it is right now. Quite well known. Him and his partner are quite well known. So yeah, we're going to meet them here at the Panerai. Look at this, they've got the Christmas tree up. They should have some, they've got lights on there, but they haven't turned them on. They're waiting for us to come and do the switching on. You know, in Oxford Street, when they have the switching on ceremony, I think they're waiting for you tonight. You're going to do the Christmas lights at the Panerai.
Ready?
Go on. I now declare Christmas is on.
Merry Christmas!
They're not working. There must be a fuse gone. Come on, let's go and see what's going on in here. I'll ask if you can put the Christmas lights on. You never know. So, as you can see, I'm here with Bryan Thailand. That's the YouTube channel. Bryan's come down. He's kindly said he'd come down, have a look at my house, see what the progress is, and get his take on it. A lot of you probably know that Bryan's involved in the building industry out here in Thailand. And so, thanks very much for calling in.
Yeah.
It's well out your way, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I've got to pop up and see Gordon and that, so it's on my way. It's sort of off my way, but on
Exactly, so I really appreciate you coming down.
No, I've been wanting to come up for ages, you know,
Yeah.
so and it's great to see what progress you have done on it.
Yeah.
So I really want to see for myself what they've done. I did watch the progress as they were doing it, and I see a lot of things that they did correctly,
Yeah.
you know, without you even having to say anything. They sort of knew what they were doing, which is very rare on a lot of builds in Thailand.
Heard that from a lot of people who have dealt with Thai builders, and to hear that from a guy who's got the knowledge that Bryan's got is really reassuring. It's good to hear that they're doing a good job for us. But even so, coming down, having a look at it, and also we're at a stage now where you know, the final part of the build's going to happen. And so it'd be nice to get your take on it and some recommendations, plus your take on the extension we're going to have on the back for the kitchen. So that'll be interesting. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing it tomorrow.
Ah, that'll be great. Yeah.
Well, I'm actually staying in the resort, the hotel resort where you recommended.
Panerai.
The Panerai, and it's fantastic.
It is, really is a good hotel. There you go, there's another recommendation. Hang on, we're being called, sorry. Oh, food's here, yeah,
Okay.
all right. So, yeah, we're going to go and grab some food. We will be back in a little while, and also we'll shoot some video when we get down on Soy Sampan, have a look around the bar, see how busy they are. I did say that I'd have a look in and give you an indication as to how bar life's kicking off again down there. It seemed pretty busy when we came through. So we're going to go and grab something to eat, and we'll be back in a minute. Oh, by the way, we're at the Country Grill. Had to bring him to the Country Grill, one of the best in town.
Yeah.
We'll be back soon.
Okay.
So what did you think, Pookie? Did you enjoy your food? You tired?
No,
it's just tired. We're off to the bar now.
The food always gorgeous.
We're going out and getting drunk and dancing all night now.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You enjoyed it, yeah?
Yeah.
Great.
Lovely.
I'm just going to pop out and see Bryan quickly.
Okay.
So what did you make of that, Bryan?
I'm bloated, mate.
Are you?
Oh, that was amazing.
You enjoy it, yeah?
So cheap.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, wow. I mean, for a Sunday roast, 170 baht, 3 course. So the soup starter,
Yep.
then the main, and then apple pie.
It's fantastic. Honestly, it really is good food. It's not just me saying it, it's other people that we bring.
What you want was it looked amazing.
Curry, yeah, I had the chicken korma. It's so big, I couldn't get through it. No way.
He's struggling.
No way. Yeah, I was, yeah. But no, it was lovely. So yeah, we're going to pop down to Soy Sampan now. Stop and have a quick drink. You're probably tired, aren't you?
I'm okay, I've only been driving 10 hours.
Actually,
From 6 o'clock this morning to 11 hours. But I'm okay.
Yeah?
I'm used to it. I drive all over Thailand.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, we'll pop down there, we'll
Yeah,
have a drink and a
lovely,
chat, and it's brilliant. This is one of those evenings when I sit down and chat and I totally forget about turning the camera on, but that's the way it goes sometimes. So we'll film a bit more down at Soi Sampan, and you'll get a look at the bars as well and see how they're doing. So here we are, back on the famous Soi Sampan.
Do you feel full up or not?
I feel
after dinner?
absolutely stuffed, I really do. We just had a walk back from the Country Grill
Yeah.
to Soi Sampan. It's, what do you reckon it's taken, about 10 minutes?
Yeah, about that, 10 minutes.
It's not too far away,
No.
so it's well within walking
Well, after big
distance.
dinner, you know, and then walk up, it's so
And what I'll do, I'll put a map up and show you exactly
very
where the Country Grill is in relation to Soi Sampan.
Yeah.
So if you're staying in this area, if you find yourself down here, give them a look in. It's not that they're desperate for business, they're very, very busy, they're doing very well.
Yeah.
And we've just been speaking to Ian as well, that's Knock's partner, and they're installing a pool table, 3 pool tables going in there this week, I think he said. So they're going to have a pool table. They're not going to turn it into a sports bar though, they're not going to spoil it. It's a restaurant first and foremost, and they're going to keep it like that. So we're back at the Panerai now to see Bryan again. And what it was last night, I had planned on sitting down having a good chat with Bryan when we were out and about at the Country Grill, and then when we went on to the bar. But you know how it is, it's just really noisy, a lot of distractions. So I said to Bryan, look, let's leave it till tomorrow, we'll come and sit by the pool. We can sit and have a real good conversation then. So we're just waiting for coffees to be brought out, and yeah, I want to sit down and find out a bit more about Bryan and his time in Thailand. Good morning, Bryan.
Morning, matey.
Sleep well?
Oh, slept like a baby.
Lovely. Busy man as well. Is that all right, Pookie?
Just booked the song.
So yeah, last night I just explained that I really wanted to sit down and talk to you. You've got a lot of experience in Thailand, including, well, everything really. Building houses is his business, work permits and work visas, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just wanted to dig out a bit of information from you really, because you hear so many conflicting stories around that kind of stuff. But let's go right back. How long have you been in Thailand, or how long have you been visiting Thailand long term?
I came here to live in 2006.
Okay.
So it's come, it'll be like 15 years in July the 4th.
15.
15 years, really. Yeah.
Wow.
So, let's say 14 and a half years. Yeah, I came after coming over. I come to meet a girl. Funny enough, I met her on Skype. You know.
Yeah.
I was going through a divorce in the UK and that.
Yeah.
And it was really getting it was a bit. So my friends suggested come to Asia. You know. So
Just to chill out a bit.
Just chill out. Yeah.
Very similar to me.
Spend about a month away. You know.
Yeah.
So like Thailand, Singapore. Myanmar, not Myanmar, Malaysia, Philippines and that. But I only got as far as Thailand, you know.
Okay, was that one of your first stops?
My first stop was Thailand.
It was?
Yeah, and
you put the brakes on and...
I said, oh, this is good enough for me. But the first time I came, I was in Bangkok, Ratchada Pisek Road, which is the business district, you know.
Okay.
Because the girl I came to see, she worked in Ratchada Pisek. So I had my hotel, the Siam Beverly Hotel, that's where I stayed. And it was okay, and I was here 3 days, and I went, what the hell am I doing here? You know, because I'm stuck in this city, you know. So it became the weekend, and we actually got out and about, you know, we went on the canals, the klongs, as it's called, the Chai Prao River, and we got up all the side klongs and that, and visited some old, not temples, but old houses, the wooden houses on stilts.
Yeah, the traditional stuff.
And that's when I seen the shanty towns and that's when I fell in love with Thailand. I went, oh wow, this is amazing, you know.
Yeah.
It was so laid back. And I went, wow, this is totally opposite to the UK. You know? So anyway, that sort of made me change my mind about Thailand, you know.
And what did you have to do then? Did you have to go back to the UK and sort things out there?
Yeah, I made a decision, so I was sort of like in Thailand for 10 days, then I went back to the UK. It was the 5th of December on the King's birthday, King Rama9's birthday. I went back to the UK and then started preparing to come over.
Wow.
I got a job with a company in Bangkok, a Japanese company that did automobile paints, but they were trading, you know, it was a trading company.
Okay.
And then they went and got this new program which they spent a lot of money on, and I was teaching how to convert from trading to manufacturing through this program.
Backing up a bit, you got a job. You were here for
I got a
10
job
days.
through-
You fell in love with the place. You
I got a
decided,
job with
that's
my
it, I'm going home
girlfriend's-
and then I'm coming back here.
I got a job with my girlfriend's company, then became my wife.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
you had an in there.
Yeah, so that got me, and I was invited to do a couple of parties because I've done my IT level 3, MVQ level 3 IT, supervisor level, so I've actually trained people how to do things with program ERP. So that's going from trading to manufacturing, paints or wherever the product is, but this was paints. And then doing some business English, and then while I was so I was back and forth in the UK for nearly 2 years. So I do a month in Thailand, a month in the UK. But
was that through the work, or was that?
It was. Because I still had my companies. I had 3 companies in the UK. I was a taxi company with my ex-wife.
Yep.
I had a management maintenance company in the UK, and I was also teaching RC helicopter. I was a pilot instructor for RC helicopters. Yeah.
We'll go on to that later because there's a link with some other things regarding that.
Yeah. So so I started wanting to wind them down, start selling my companies off, sell my shares off on the taxi company to my wife's now partner.
Yeah.
So I sold my shares to that, and then at the same time I was going back and forwards. So if I had any meetings in the UK, I'd all be on Skype conference, so I could actually talk to anyone I needed to talk to back in Thailand. Decided to get a house built where my ex-wife's family lived anywhere, so we had a house built there.
And where was that, out in the sticks? Or?
No, that was in sort of the suburbs of Bangkok in Saibai district.
Oh, right.
So when I moved here, I spent about nearly 4 years here. When we first started here, I always wanted to do construction. I've done construction 30 odd years in the UK, 30 years in the UK. And I've always wanted to do it here, but there's a lot to learn, So I started off doing landscape work first. So my wife set up a company.
So, again, you hear these stories about there's such a long list of jobs that you can't do. You can't take work off of Thai people.
Yeah.
But if you set up your own company, is it
okay? Basically, I'm just a controller. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
If they don't know how to do it, then I can physically show them how to do it.
Right, but you've got manual labour there doing the work.
You employ so many staff, for whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
So then I got to do so many famous people's houses, re-landscape. How I got into landscaping is when we got the house built, we wanted the landscape done. So I did the design for the landscape for my home in Bangkok.
Okay.
And we got this local garden company to come and give us a quotation. And he says, who did the drawings, I says, I did. And he says, can you do some work for me, some drawings, designs and that. And he took us around to a few houses, and that's how I got to meet the rich and, not the rich and famous, but the famous people.
Yeah.
Like Thai Natapon, Formod.
And these are like personalities and film people in Thailand, yeah?
Mr. Nong from Panarekrai, who's a big director, movie director in Thailand.
Okay.
His nephew, who's a director and actor. So it got me to know quite a few people around in Bangkok. But I didn't do it for the money as such, I did it for the experience.
Yeah.
So my wife, my brother's like one of the highest ranking police officers in Thailand. Yeah. So he helped us.
Well connected.
Yeah. So he helped me to get the steps done for women in the company and what I could do, what I can't do and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he helped, because he's the chief of Interpol also.
Right.
In Thailand. Chief of Interpol. But great family, great guy,
Yeah.
Anyway, so then I got offered to go and look at a new development in Pattaya, East Pattaya, not Pattaya itself, but East Pattaya. So I went down, had a meeting with the developer there, did the designs for the new plot, 8 houses, the front entrance. And I didn't hear nothing for about a year, and then I get a phone call, do you want to come down and start the job in 2 weeks? So I went, yeah, okay. So I was prepared. So, I went down there for 2 weeks' work, and I've been there ever since, nearly 11 years.
Wow.
So, and I enjoy it. I still work with the same company developer on the new project, the plantation, which is our new baby now. That I've been trying to put together for 9 years.
Yeah.
Because I know the landowner, he's 27Y, and I knew the developer from the vineyard who I worked with,
Yeah.
and put them both together, and we come up with the plantation.
Oh, okay.
You know? But myself, I travel around Thailand and building houses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And you're like the one who coordinates everything, yeah?
Yes.
Between the person who wants the house built, and then you're the person who puts the teams together to do all the individual jobs.
Yeah. Yeah, we have the company in Bangkok, our organizer, and he finds the manpower that we need. So if we say we're building here in Udon, then they'll contact all the building companies in Udon, and they'll vet them. And then I'll
do that for you?
Yeah, they do that for me, and then I'll go and meet them and talk with them and see what they're doing, see their previous works and stuff like that. Then I decide, okay, do I hire or not?
Ideal. So he's making sure he's getting the right people for the job that he needs doing. Yeah,
correct. Yeah,
makes a lot of sense.
So yeah, I can speak okay Thai, not perfect, but
I'm pretty impressed. I was listening to him last night in the restaurant, in the bar, and I'm very impressed. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a good rapport with the workers. You know? And you got to be firm but fair. Don't blow your top too much. When you have someone coming in to do fix it the house, just don't blow your top. You know, just try and explain it. Get your wife to explain, but your wife will never get it correct.
Yeah.
You know. For doing any translation for you, so you've got to try and explain, even if you've got to draw pictures, so they really understand what you're saying.
Yeah, sure.
And if you say, "Oh, Khao Thai Mai, do you understand?" They'll say yes, but
no, that's right. They'll just appease you, sort of.
So you just got to stand and watch them, make sure that they're doing it the right way. Then you can walk away. If you know they're doing it okay, then walk away. Yeah. So.
That's what an amazing story, though.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit more about the drones and DJI.
Oh, right. Okay.
So hang on. First of all, anyone who's thinking of building in Thailand, and do you cover most of Thailand or certain areas?
Anywhere in Thailand.
Anywhere in Thailand. This is the guy to get in touch with. In fact, I'll put a link up right now. This is Bryan's YouTube channel, and I'll put all the links up anyway. I'll put a screen splash up now. Plus, in the description below this video, you'll find all of his details and ways to contact him there. So, moving on from that, you mentioned earlier that you were doing the aerial photography with the drones.
Yeah.
So, how did that come about, and how did that progress?
In the UK, like I say, I had the maintenance company, which was part of the security company. We installed CCTV, and I was teaching RC helicopters pilots. You know, teaching young pilots how to fly, do aerobatics.
Remote control helicopters, yeah.
So I basically stuck a CCTV camera on the helicopter.
Yeah.
Got a video downlink, you know, from it, and you could actually see from the goggles. I used to.
That took off in the UK. You were doing it in the UK.
Yeah. I was one of the first people in the UK to do it. I was actually the Radio Control Aerial Photography Association.
Thank you very much.
Which is based in New Zealand.
Yeah.
I was the third person on that. Now they've got millions registered.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got a lot. I was number 3.
Yeah?
You know, it started from there, and then I got to do a couple of movies, some helicopter drone shots in the UK. It started from there, really, you know. And
then that progressed on to you. What's the thing with DJI you've got?
Okay, with DJI AP in Pattaya and DJI Thailand, I do a lot of work with them. I do work for the Tourist Authority of Thailand from time to time. Yeah, I do some drone shots and some what they need. I did the regatta in Pattaya, the big boat race that they have every year. So I get hired all the time to do a lot of work down at Ocean Marina. Do a lot of yacht videos, so you got to fly the drone around the yacht. But all that's manual controls. You can't pre-program when the yacht's moving forward to do a circle around it. So everything has got to be done manual. I've got 15 years experience in piloting helicopters, camera systems. And then the Phantom 1 came out. So that was so easy. It was like new to me because you could just take your hands off and it would just sit there, you know. So
whereas those helicopters are really complicated and difficult to fly, aren't they?
For the helicopter with the Raptor 90 that we used, you had to have 2. You had a cameraman and a pilot, you know.
Yeah, sure.
So there's me and a friend of mine in the UK that used to do that. We'd take turns because he was a damn good pilot.
Yeah.
You know? He was a good photographer as well, you know. So and that's how we did that.
But that newer technology, you can just let go of everything if you're not sure, and it just sits still and
it's absolutely
hangs there in the air.
You could learn in 4 or 5 minutes how to to fly
And
on.
how did you progress on to work with DJI?
Okay, because I was always going in and people were asking us questions, where to go for where can I buy a drone, where can I register a drone, you know. So I used to take them to the shop in which was Logitech in Pattaya, taking people there to register their drones, or buy their drones, and they says, "Oh, you okay if we sponsor you?" And I was, "Yeah, sure." Yeah. So I went from there. So I used to get, when I take people in, they always used to give me some freebies, stuff like that, whether it's free drone or free, if I needed anything, say, "Oh yeah, okay, take it," you know. That's why it's all, I have them printed on the shirt there.
Okay.
So I have DJI Thani Thailand and ERS Pattaya.
Yeah.
DJI. And I try new stuff out all the time. So I get massive discounts or, you know, some things free, you know, that's all good.
Yeah, well, I know you helped a mate of mine out, Dave Ozzie.
Yeah.
He lives down in Jogsian. In fact, he's coming up here in a couple of weeks' time, so I'll be doing another video with Dave.
Dave's a fantastic guy.
He's a lovely guy,
Hard
really.
work,
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. One thing that I wanted to ask you about the drones was about licensing them, because obviously you can't just get one and start flying all over the towns and temples and everything else, can you?
Okay, I'll give you some guides on how to apply for your license, registration, a permit to fly. Okay, the only one that I know is Logitech in Pattaya. You go down to their office, which is on Pattaya Thai behind Big C.
Yep.
Their office there. If you come to Thailand, you can register. You can do it online. They'll do it for you.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, the price, I'm not too sure how much it is now. It used to be about 3,500 baht all in. You know, that's your registration, your insurance, and your permits. You know?
Is that a yearly thing or is it a license?
It's a yearly thing.
Okay.
But like Phantom Thailand, Kung Magic, all the other ones that do this insurance and that, normally you have to buy from that shop, and they'll do all the documentation from the shop. Yeah. Okay. But Logitech, they'll do from overseas. You know, it's the only company like that I know, and I've dealt with for, like, when I used to do GoPro. You know, I mean, I still do GoPro and we do all the DJI stuff. Okay. So I've dealt with them for 10 years or something. This company. You know? So yeah, they're the ones that can register your drone, get your insurance, and it's all sent by mail, and it's also sent by email, so you get a double copy, you know. But if you're buying from if you come to Thailand, you're buying from a DJI dealer, then you can register and do everything with them, you know, and they'll sort of lead out. Whether it's at your hotel, register at your hotel or whatever, you know. As long as you've got an email address, you know, and they'll send everything to you via email.
And the other thing is, what kind of restrictions are there around where you can use them or where you can't?
Okay, the one good thing about DJI, it will not let you fly within 5-10 kilometres of an airport. You know, the drone will not take off.
That's built into it.
That's built into the software.
There's obviously a signal given out.
It's always updated. It's always updated. Yeah. So it's I forgot a geo barrier system that's got it. So that's one good thing about DJI. It makes sure you can't fly anywhere, any military bases, anything like that. Yeah. If you're going to fly a temples, you can't fly over the temple. You can actually fly around it. Okay. Don't fly over, because you're not really supposed to be high on the Buddha.
That's right. Yeah.
So just fly around it. Yeah. Just always be curious and polite, you know, to anyone. So if anyone questions you, you know, just let them have a look at what you're doing and stuff like that. When you apply for your license in Thailand, like the flying Bangkok is very restricted. Yeah, sure, yeah. Because so many high buildings and that. But you need a special permit license to fly in Bangkok. Okay. So when you apply for your license, you'll get that as well, but that takes much longer. That can take 3-4 months to get that. Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. But once you register your drone, then you're okay to fly. Once you've got your receipt that you've registered for your drone, because you're going to be registered from that date. Yeah. Okay. So you're permitted to fly. So if you want to fly along the beach, you know, out in the wilderness and stuff like that, you're okay to do that. Oh, you know what I mean? But for Bangkok, any major city, you can't fly until you have your permit in your hand. Okay. If you're going to go for a drone, I think the best all-round drone is the Mavic A2. Okay. That one, because you got your 35 minutes.
The Mavic
Mavic A2.
A2. A.
Not 8. A. Sorry,
London accent. I come from London, mate. Oh, my A. We're talking about an A, not an 8.
A as in A-I-R. Air.
Oh, air.
Yeah. See?
This is Geordie's Geordie accent. You're
Cockney.
living Geordies.
Cockney.
Air. So
Air.
air too. Got it. And the air makes sense because it's something that's flying.
Yeah, you get ND filters with it. So that saves you money. It's natural density filters, like what you're wearing your sunglasses. So you get sunglasses for your drone,
Right, okay, yeah.
which is great to have.
Yeah.
You get the combo set. You get 3 batteries. The ND filter. It's about 30 or 32,000 watt or something.
What's that?
For everything.
Roughly in English, what's that work out to?
It's about £800 or something.
800 quid. Okay.
But the good thing about the Mavic Air 2, it has sensors on it. So it has top and bottom sensors. I don't know about top, but it has rear and forward and bottom sensors. If you're flying, doing following mode, it'll actually duck down under the tree and follow you.
Really?
Yeah, where the Mini won't do that.
Go straight into the tree.
I think it's got,
Birds
I
out.
don't know if it's got forward sensors on it, but it's just stock, you know.
Okay.
And because it's just done new firmware updates and that, it's absolutely fantastic drone to use. You know? I use that more than any other drone. You know, it's compact. It can withstand up to about 10 mile an hour winds. You know, so it's pretty. It moves about a bit, but the cameras,
of course, yeah.
The cameras.
And also, you are, like with these, you've got stability built in with the camera as well, have you?
Yeah,
So
it's a 3-axis gimbal. Yeah, 4K. Yeah, so it's absolutely. Yeah, I love it.
Sounds good. So okay, so why exactly did you come up to Udon Thani? Was it purely to see me?
Purely
Or was
to
it to have a look at the house?
Look at the house. Definitely.
Fantastic. What a guy.
Yeah.
He's come to have a look at the place and check out the work we've had done so far. And so far, you've been pretty impressed what you've seen through the videos, but nothing like seeing it firsthand. So he's done me a right favour. Come up, have a look at the house, maybe make a few suggestions. And also, there's a bit on the back that we haven't really planned for yet, and I wanted to get Brian's advice on that. So
Yeah, I'm happy to help.
So you're up here to have a look at the house, and what
And
else?
then from here, later today, then I'm going to head up to Shanghai to go and visit Gordon Tickle.
Gordon Tickle.
Yeah.
I'll put a link to his video as well, because another one of those channels that when I was back in the UK feeling depressed and down and wondering how I was ever going to get to Thailand, I'd watch people like Gordon Tickle, I'd watch Brian, I'd watch all these different guys, Kevin Thailand, and I've said it before, that used to give me a real boost. So as a hats off and appreciation to Gordon Tickle, I'll put a screen splash up of his channel as well. Take a look at it. Some real interesting stuff about a lot of things that he does in his village.
Thailand, about farming. He's doing a cracking job on the farm.
Yeah.
People are sort of like laughed at him thinking, no, it'll not work, you know?
Yeah.
But he's actually making it work and he's actually making a profit, you know what I mean?
He sounds really calm, placid and very methodical, very logical in his approach.
yeah.
That's what I liked about him.
Yeah.
Mind you, me and Poot, we did have a laugh. In fact, I mentioned it last night and she laughed again. There was one where he had a tree lean over that he needed to cut and he was putting a chain round it. That looks a bit haphazard at times and it gave us a bit of a laugh. But no, great channel and a really lovely guy. Well worth looking at. Yeah. So you're going up to see him?
Yeah, I'll be spending a few weeks up there.
Oh, nice. Beautiful.
I love spending December, January up in Shanghai.
Yeah.
Just do it every year.
Yeah.
Love it.
So with your job, is it fairly flexible? I mean, do you decide when you want to go and do something, or are you a bit restricted?
Sometimes 50-50 really, yeah. It depends on when you put work in. It's when I can make time off. This is the only time I've had off.
Is it?
This year sort of thing, yeah.
You obviously love what you do, though.
Oh, I love my job.
I say, you find a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Beautiful.
Same way, doing YouTube. YouTube I do because I want to do it, not because I have to do it.
Same as me.
I do it for fun, whether I get subscribers or not, or get likes or shares or whatever.
Yeah.
But I just do it for the fun. You know, I really enjoy it. I love mucking about with software. I've got a good friend in the UK, Chris Walton, who's doing music now. He does some amazing...
He's got someone who does music tracks for him. He doesn't go onto the YouTube free library like I do.
I've done it, but...
he's got his own composer back in the UK.
Yeah, he's a good friend. He's a fellow Geordie.
Yeah.
You know, and a great musician and singer.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so,
What's his name?
Chris Walton.
And has he got anything on YouTube or anything?
No, but he has. If you go into SoundCloud, it's called Darkling, DAAKLING.
Okay. Send us a link because we've given him a mention and we may as well put him on there.
He's doing some really great music, you know.
Right.
He was a good musician years ago. He's married to a Thai woman that live in the UK. Been together 26 years or something. 2 beautiful children.
Yeah.
And he was well into music years and years ago. And it's just now I sort of inspired him more to get back into the music. And he's got a brilliant setup, you know.
Beautiful.
A proper music studio. He's got So he's on the phone every week saying, okay, check this out. What's this like?
We'll send us some contact details, and
Definitely,
obviously we'll give him a mention, and down in the description box we'll put his details as well. You never know. Fantastic.
It's good. He's happy to do it, so he gets recognised that way. You know?
Yeah, great.
It's like royalty-free music.
Oh really? He's putting stuff out there that anyone can use?
Yeah. Well, anything I put on my channel, welcome to use.
Really?
Yeah.
So, and then just give him a
give him a shout out. Yeah,
that sounds
just put a link from his SoundCloud, link, and that's it.
Excellent. Oh, that's brilliant.
I ever thought about it when I come to retire. What do I do? Retirement or lead? But if I was going to do it, I'd do the 20-year.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Thailand. I love Thailand a lot.
Yeah.
That's why I have it on my shirt.
Sure.
Life.
Yeah. Same. I don't want to leave the place.
Yeah.
And seriously, I mean, obviously holidays, zipping around. We want to do a bit more travel. But I'd be so happy to see the rest of my days out here.
Definitely. As long as when you come to Thailand, as long as you understand and respect the Thai culture and the way of life, you'll have no problems at all. People are so friendly here. Feel so safe. I mean, I can walk down an alley at night time and I don't feel threatened at all.
Last night, I should have filmed it. Last night we walked to the Country Grill about 10-15 minutes from here, and we walked back and we're coming through all these little sites. Now I said to Poop, you sure you want to come this way? Not because of the fear of any kind of problems for us. It's sometimes you get the soy dogs out, but no, she was okay with it. And we're down these little back alleys, and there's people in their garden, people walking along, coming along on their bikes, and you just feel so comfortable. You don't feel any kind of threat.
You don't feel any threat whatsoever. That's here or Pattaya or wherever.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Crime here is very small compared to the UK.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
Even though it's a bigger country.
Yeah. And the other thing is, you wouldn't expect that, because there is a massive amount of poverty here. There's a lot of people living in poverty, and you get the big wealth divide, obviously. We're not wealthy guys, but obviously our comparable wealth to some of the people that are living here is quite a large gap.
Sure.
They wouldn't think, they're not thinking about ways to nick a bit off of you or mug you in the street or anything like that. Whereas you're walking along or using your phone. I'm not just saying the UK, because I know I do a bit of UK bashing, but it's a fact. I've lived there for all of my life, and I've seen, well, I haven't seen personally, but you see CCTV footage of a pregnant woman on her phone, little kid beside her. Someone pulls up on a little scooter, bashes her, and nicks her phone. You don't get that here, not at all. Like you say, you just feel so comfortable here and safe.
And the other thing, even the poor people here, if you're hungry, they will feed you.
Similar to India as well.
Yeah, no matter what.
The comparison for me between this and India is very, very similar, regarding the culture and the attitude of people. I'd be out walking in the village in India, and there's people with nothing at all, and they could just about afford to eat, but they were just doing their breakfast or their lunch, and they'd call me in. People I didn't even know come and join them. They were just happy to be able to give to someone.
Same here, Same here.
It is an absolute pleasure. It really is. So,
and if you come to Thailand, travel around. Don't stay at one city or anything like that. Get out and about. Because there's some fantastic places around. That's one thing I want to do when I retire. I've given myself one more year at work. I'm 53 now, so when I'm nearly 55, then I'm going to start working. And then just do travel and do a lot of videos.
Fantastic.
But we have got some new start projects for next month.
Right.
So new builds in East Pattaya. The plantation's actually kicking off massively now.
Okay.
We've about over 50-60% sold out now.
Really?
And it's only been like 2 years. I mean, we sold 30% out within the first 8 months,
And going through the times we're going through at the moment, and you're still seeing those kind of sales. That's
even with the COVID and that, we still got sales. We've got one guy, I just bought on other projects, the developer, and he's just bought three plots to build one big house. Value about 74 million.
Amazing. Beautiful.
He just loves what Terry builds, the developer builds. He just loves it, And we do good quality builds, high standards. Won many awards, are highly recommended for the Thai Property Awards. So
beautiful.
That's it. But if you were to have that house in the UK, it would cost you 3 times as much.
Of course it would, yeah. That's right. So you get the property much cheaper, you get the lifestyle much cheaper, and the cost of living much cheaper.
And you're not paying as much tax. If you pay your annual tax, like in America, they pay tax every year for the properties and stuff like that. You don't pay that. Some of your land tax is about 50 baht a year.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like a quid, just over a quid.
It just
$2.
astounds me now that back in the UK we were paying, I can't think what it was now, there's a massive amount of money for our council tax, which covers like the policing and all that. The poll tax, the old poll tax, But, you know, here you get a bloke pull up on a scooter and it's 20 baht for the month to collect your rubbish.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Electric's comparable with the UK, I think.
Nearly,
the cost of electric.
If
maybe
you're
a little
like,
bit less.
Okay, if you're in like a normal dwelling, it's like 4.5 baht 50 stang for your 1 unit.
Yeah.
Water, I can imagine that's quite cheap.
Water's cheap, yeah.
So cheap.
Yeah.
But okay, you can't really drink unless you put through a filter system.
That's
which
right.
I do it at home.
Yeah.
I have well water and I have a filter system where I can actually drink it.
Yeah, sure.
So
That's what we've got back at our
I never
brothers.
have to buy water.
No.
Which is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for the cost of living in Thailand, it's actually a fraction of what you pay in the UK. You know.
That's enough to make you smile every morning, isn't it?
I mean, even yesterday when I had the roast chicken, you know, for 170 baht. You know, that was cheap. I think it was a 3-course meal.
Yeah, that's right. 3-course meal, 170 baht.
Yeah.
And it's real good quality as well, isn't it? It's
Definitely.
lovely food.
Oh.
Another plug for the Country Grill. We'll put another link in for them. We're doing
What's the one? Ian? Is it Ian?
Ian is the guy there, and Knock is his partner. Yeah.
Great couple.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, I'm definitely looking forward to coming back again.
Fantastic.
You know?
Look forward to having you.
Yeah.
All right, so we better get going. We're going to go and have a look at the house. I'll probably do a bit of filming around there as well.
Yeah, look, I'm really looking forward to it. I've only been waiting months to do this.
So all the links are going to be down in the description, but Bryan will be keeping an eye on the comments as they come through. If you've got any questions at all, put them in the comments and hopefully Bryan will be able to get back to you.
Sure.
Thanks very much, Bryan. It's been an absolute pleasure meeting you.
My pleasure.
It's just the second time I met him. I feel like he's an old mate now.
Yeah.
But
the first time we met down at Dean's.
That's right. Nick's
Dean's
down the Hacienda bar down in Pattaya.
Yeah.
In fact, we were off on Chuck's meat night, wasn't it?
Yes,
Do you remember?
correct.
No Time to Be Sad.
Yeah.
And Foreigner Joe was there, and some others, and you were there, and that's where we met. And this is the second time we met. But like I say, he's like an old mate.
Yeah, but
really
we kept
enjoyed
in
it.
touch on you since
Oh
then.
yeah, contacting on the phone.
And watching his videos on the builds is sort of like, okay,
He's getting right in there.
Any to do a build, I just love it. You know, it's good to see that they can build to European standards. That's a good thing.
So far, they've been excellent. No
But
problem.
Thais do build their way, and it does work. You know, even though we're used to a certain way, and we try and push it that way. Sometimes they'll do it their way, and it still works.
Sometimes it's best to just ease off a little bit and go with the flow, and it's usually all right as long as you've got a good firm on board.
As long as if I mean, we always work from a budget. You know, we're always like counting the pennies.
Yeah.
So we try and say, okay, do this to save money and that. Thais, okay, they're not pulling out their pocket to buy material job doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, they will waste material, but they'll get the job done.
Right.
So that's one thing you've got to keep an eye on.
Okay.
Anything you have to do with construction, you know.
Right.
But apart from that, I mean, you've done a fantastic job.
Excellent.
So I'm dying to see with my own eyes now.
We're going to pop round there now. We'll probably do a bit of filming. Thanks very much, Bryan. It's been an absolute pleasure as usual.
Awesome, mate. Awesome.
Lovely.
Thank you.
The other thing that I asked for, it's not going to add anything to the cost, is from where the router's going to be downstairs. They've already put a place in ready for the data to come in.
Okay.
And from there, I'm having Cat5 cable coming up to here.
Okay.
And then that way I can have a repeater, or I can hardwire into an RJ45, is it? Socket? You know what they use on computers.
Yeah.
Just in case there's a problem with Wi-Fi. Because of the amount of steel
plugs in the socket and it's a repeater.
and it sends it through the power cables.
It's in Wi-Fi. Okay, you have one unit there, and then you can have plug these repeater sockets around.
Yeah.
And that just
And they all
bounce
talk to each
signal.
other.
Yeah, they talk to each other. And, you know, never lose a signal.
Okay.
That works on Wi-Fi anyways.
Yeah. Well, what I thought I would do, just to be on the safe side, like belts and braces, I'd have the Cat5 cable coming up to the office room, and that way we've got a solid connection up to here, and then we can use the repeaters once we're up here if we need to or whatever.
For this size house, I don't think you'll have a problem.
No. No, it's
Because they
fairly
only have
close.
about a 30-metre range.
Yeah.
You know, 30, 40 metre.
I just wasn't sure because of the amount of steelwork that's in here. I was amazed.
Yeah.
The amount of steelwork they put in before they started pouring the cement. All held up by little sticks. No steel scaffolding or acros, it was just little sticks.
Oh, when they did the beams, yeah?
Yeah.
Was it eucalyptus tree? They used?
Is that what it was?
Yeah. I mean, I like the finishing touch, how they overhung on the eaves on the outside, on this side.
Yeah, yeah.
Instead of going straight.
Flush, yeah.
They're going straight, and that's where the problems occur.
Okay.
But this one's gone over.
Right, okay.
So why didn't you have the whole ceiling done in this? You've done a different one on there.
Right, I wanted the front done in tile, just because I like the look of it. Bit stupid, I know, but I just like the look of the tiles. And originally we were going to have the whole roof tiles. I like the look of the tiles rather than the sheets.
Tiles,
The sheets look like a garden shed to me. But when they said, well, because of the rape of this roof, it's not enough to walk, the tiles would leak. There's not enough of a slope on this. The pitch, yeah.
Yeah, it could be borderline, yeah.
So because of that, that's why they said this. I was really against it, but I said, well, if that's the way it is, we don't want leaks, do that. And of course, now it's done. From the street, you see the tiles, and you can't see this unless you're in a plane or got one of your drones above. It's the only way you'll see it. So it doesn't really matter, and we know that it's going to be waterproof.
So is there a vent as well? I mean, is it just face off? Just face off.
Yeah.
Because I would have put you get the wood louver things put on there, and what that does, it helps the air travel through.
Okay.
You know, that's what I would have done there. If you look on my video for Pitchbury, you'll see that we've got them on.
I've seen it. Her brother's got one on his. I see it on most of the buildings.
There you go. That house there.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I had that.
Okay.
And I'll just forget it.
The other thing I've wondered about is this here. Now that there, obviously, as it rains, that's going to get a load of rain landing on there and splashing up here.
Mm-hmm. You should have a slope on it.
That's what I said. Now, with that there, is there any way that we could put something there, whether it be just...
Tile, just if you get the same tile like you're doing for your floor, do it on there, but on a slope.
Okay.
That's it.
Because...
And you can get out with the mop and just mop it.
Yeah.
I was wondering if we could have...
You could put like this sort of... Well, not this one, but you could put like a...
It doesn't have to be tiled though. It can be like bamboo with something, something that looks... No, I'll tell you what, I'll show you a picture.
Like that stuff.
Yeah, I say I wouldn't want that.
Yeah, no, you can get a better make than that.
Yeah? Okay. But you see, we've got the surround on the window there. Mm-hmm. You've got that ridge there. That would be okay to put something out there. I mean, even if we took it out to our boundary to give us a nice slope away from here.
You could. Actually, that would be a good idea. I was going to suggest that when you go around, that height, you'll normally have a pitch going around, because you're going to do the washing machine and all that there.
Yeah.
So you'd have like a lower roof, shorter,
all the way
around. But this one you can actually extend out
to the boundary.
To the boundary, yeah.
There's another thing we can think of then. Yeah. But initially, we could have it on the front here. But we need something where we're going to have the washing machine on the side there, and it will also cover the water tank on the side. So we could have it all the way around.
Yeah.
Lovely.
The other thing is you can put a little retaining wall in and put your plant pots out and your plants in and all that, bougainvillea and stuff.
The other thing I've considered is changing the glass that we've got downstairs. That's just normal glass, and we were going to have the bars outside. And I'm not that keen on having the bars. And also the cost, I'm thinking, because this stuff is pretty secure, isn't it? Mm-hmm. For someone to break through that, it takes...
Okay, a little technique, and you just get a piece of wood, nice fresh piece of wood, and you just drop it there. That, even though you go like that, that will never open. That's what you do for downstairs. So if you're going away, you just have a piece of wood from there to there.
Oh,
you just put it down,
of course, I can't slide it. Yeah. But the other thing is, if someone's going to pop a window, this stuff is impossible, isn't it, really? It's really difficult.
They don't do that. No? In Thailand,
they just break the locks and slide the window.
Normally you just go, that's right.
Yeah.
If I do that a few times,
yeah,
that'll drop and
okay.
hold it.
Right.
So that needs adjusting. This needs adjusting.
Yep.
So you don't get
that movement.
Yeah. And that's all they do. They screw it up.
Okay.
Some get in and undo the screws there.
Yeah.
Pull the window apart. They'll do there and they'll do the top and pull that off.
The other thing is our location. We're not out in the middle of nowhere, so neighbours all know us. So the chances are really slim. But
you just got to find out who the local druggie is.
Yeah.
Which way to point your finger. Yeah. I love them tiles. The flat tiles.
They're nice, aren't they? Yeah.
See, that we could have done on that side,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, sure. So, like I say, what I'm thinking downstairs, rather than having the bars outside and the possible risk of someone popping the glass, we could put this. Would it be cheaper to install this glass on the few windows we got downstairs?
No, it's I mean, if I can get in here in 2 minutes, right? All I've got to do is see the 2 screws out there.
So it don't matter about the glass; they'll still get in.
Right, they'll still get in. Do you know what I mean?
Right. So it's just a case of putting that piece of wood there.
Yeah, piece of wood so they can't move back.
Okay.
Because this is the one that we want.
Yeah.
Is that plastic bead or is that film I've done? Yeah, plastic bead. Yeah.
It's a plastic bead. What you picked up over there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever seen it used.
Really? Oh, okay.
Finishes off nice.
It does, yeah.
You can actually, to make this more skin, normally they just paint it, prime it, paint it, so you get that rough feeling.
Yeah.
But you can use the skim coat.
Okay.
Gypsum skim coat. That'll finish it up smooth.
Nice.
That's
Beautiful.
A good finished one. I wouldn't worry about it. Very nice. Wonderful. That plastic. Yeah.
What's that? Yeah, these are, yeah. And they had a metal frame when they fitted them. The metal frame sat inside there when they fixed it in place. And
That's an 80, that's a 70.
yeah, and so I can just get the same door with the cardboard inside it. Just make sure that when they finish the job, I'll take it off again and make sure it's sealed up. Well, if there's someone else having a look at it, they'll do the job properly and seal it properly, I would imagine.
Sure, yeah. Normally we fit our doors and then fit the door and frame together and then set everything up.
Oh, I see.
Take the door off later.
Yeah.
While I'm working.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, these haven't got the slides.
No. To be honest, I mean, don't worry about any of that. Just when you get a good alarm system.
Oh, yeah.
You get the infrared with the Wi-Fi connector, yeah? And it talks to your phone.
Yeah, yeah.
Something like that will cost you for the full house upstairs, downstairs, probably about 20 to 30,000 baht for a full alarm system.
Okay.
Good head money.
There is, isn't there? Yeah.
Is it? Joy. Awesome.
All good. So it's looking like Brian's pretty impressed with the work that's been done so
I mean,
far.
that's some being about 60 centimetre.
Yeah.
Normally they do 40s.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you a story. When I was in the UK, my first house that I bought in the UK, I decided to do a loft conversion. I had builders come in to do the steel work, the RSJs and the timbers for the floor, and then everything else I did myself, you know. I had a plastering because I can't do plastering. But the actual build and the plasterboarding and the flooring, everything else, the wiring, did myself. When they did the plans, the planner came, the guy from the council office came round, he said, you're going to need something more substantial for those beams. And then I actually used the fireproof rock wall, you know, with the wire mesh on it, the chicken wire on it, in case there was a fire underneath it, all that kind of stuff. Okay, went with it. So the builders put the beams in, they were almost like that not as thick, going about that thick, almost that size. And
yeah, because they've got 20 which is standard, but like 60.
Yeah, but that obviously made of timber for this loft conversion.
Sure.
The next, you know, they come around and check the stages, don't they, and sign it off.
Yeah.
The inspector came round, looked at it, went, cool, you've gone way over the top of those timbers, haven't you? And they're in the same office, the guys, you know. Yeah. It drove me mad dealing with people like that. There's no consistency there at all. I actually recorded this video a few weeks ago. Today is the 27th of December 2020, and as I'm finishing the editing and getting ready to post it, Brian is on his way back up from Pattaya up to Udon Thani. He's driving up here as I'm doing this now, and we've got a meeting tomorrow regarding the house. So I'm looking forward to being able to post some important news about the house, my house build, and I'll get that out to you as soon as I can. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll be back again soon with another video.